Would you believe that some of the most dangerous killers on Earth are so tiny you might walk past them, sit on them, or even touch them, and never realize you've just made a deadly mistake? Some of these creatures are smaller than a grain of rice, nearly invisible to the human eye, yet they carry parasites that eat you from the inside out, venoms that shut down your lungs, or bacteria that can trigger organ failure long after the first contact. And stay until number 1 because the deadliest creature on this list doesn't bite, doesn't sting, doesn't chase, but silently kills millions every single year without anyone noticing. Welcome back to Top Wonder, the place where we uncover the most shocking, terrifying, and unbelievable creatures roaming our world. Today, we're counting down 10 tiny animals that can kill you without you even noticing. These aren't big predators with claws and fangs. These are silent assassins, parasites, insects, and microscopic killers hiding in forests, cities, and even your own home. They don't warn you, they don't attack you. They just kill quietly. Let's begin. Number 10. The deer tick, black-legged tick. Hidden in tall grass and forest leaves across North America, the deer tick is a creature most people never see until it's too late. Measuring just a few millimeters, these tiny arachnids bite without pain and feed without being felt. But the real danger isn't the bite, it's what they carry. Deer ticks transmit Lyme disease, a bacterial infection that begins with a mild rash and can evolve into heart inflammation, facial paralysis, chronic pain, and neurological breakdown. In 2013, a man in Massachusetts collapsed with sudden cardiac failure caused by Lyme carditis triggered by a single, painless tick bite. The twist: ticks inject a numbing agent before feeding, so victims never feel them attach. Number 9. Sandfly, phlebotomine fly. Barely the size of a sesame seed, sandflies live in warm tropical regions and operate like airborne needles. Their bites are almost invisible, but the consequences aren't. Sandflies spread leishmaniasis, a parasitic infection that can cause open wounds, organ failure, and, in severe forms, death. Entire villages in Afghanistan, Brazil, and parts of Africa have suffered massive outbreaks from these nearly invisible flies. In 2018, more than 50,000 new cases were reported in Brazil alone, many leading to permanent disfigurement or fatal complications. The twist: sandflies bite silently at night, often entering homes through tiny gaps in windows or screens. Number 8. Rodent flea, Xenopsilochiepis. This tiny flea, often smaller than a grain of rice, is responsible for one of the deadliest pandemics in human history, the bubonic plague. Rodent fleas transmit Yersinia pestis, the bacteria that caused the Black Death, killing an estimated 75 million people. Today, the disease still exists in parts of the United States, Africa, and Asia. In 2019, a couple in Mongolia died after handling a flea-infested marmot. Within days, both went into septic shock and succumbed to the plague. The twist: a flea can jump 150 times its height, making accidental exposure incredibly easy. Number 7. Biting midge, no C. The name says it all. No-C-ums. These insects are so small that they can pass through normal window screens and bite through thin clothing. Their bites inject powerful allergens that can trigger severe swelling, respiratory distress, and in rare cases, pulmonary edema, a condition where the lungs fill with fluid. In 2021, a Florida woman was rushed to the after dozens of midge bites caused rapid swelling in her throat, nearly closing her airway. The twist: they hunt in swarms, making escape nearly impossible once you're targeted. Number 6. Tropical botfly, Dermatobia hominis. Botflies look harmless, but their larvae are among the most horrifying parasites on Earth. These flies lay eggs on mosquitoes. When the mosquito lands on a person, the body heat triggers the eggs to hatch and the larvae burrow straight into the skin. Victims feel itching at first, then movement. The larva grows inside your flesh, feeding for weeks before emerging. In 2018, An American traveler returned from Belize with more than 12 botfly larvae embedded in her back and arms. Doctors had to surgically remove them one by one. The twist? Many victims never feel the initial infection until it's too late. And here's the terrifying part. The killers in the top 5 don't just sneak up on you, they attack silently, infect instantly, or invade your body long before symptoms appear. Some can shut down vital organs without warning, while others can live inside you for years without a single sign. Don't look away now, because number 2 might already be living in your neighborhood. Number 5. Bluebottle larvae, hydrozoan juveniles. These tiny, nearly invisible larvae float in shallow waters near beaches worldwide. Unlike the adult bluebottle, their stingers are microscopic but dangerously potent. Contact causes intense burning pain and, in severe cases, systemic shock. Several swimmers in Australia and Hawaii have lost consciousness within minutes after brushing against juvenile clusters. The twist: their translucent bodies make them almost impossible to spot even inches from your skin. Number 4. Anopheles mosquito, malaria mosquito. Small, quiet, and easily missed, the Anopheles mosquito is responsible for over 600,000 deaths every year due to malaria. The parasite it carries destroys red blood cells, triggers organ failure, and can kill within 24 to 48 hours if untreated. In 2022, a child in Uganda passed away just 12 hours after first symptoms: fever, chills, confusion following a single unnoticed mosquito bite. The twist: only the females bite, and they can lay hundreds of eggs after each blood meal. Number 3. Australian paralysis, Tachixodes holocyclus. Found in Australia's coastal forests, this tiny tick carries a neurotoxin that causes progressive paralysis. Symptoms begin with weakness in the legs, then breathing difficulty, then full respiratory collapse. Several dogs die every year from paralysis tick bites, and multiple human cases require emergency ventilation. A woman in Sydney was hospitalized for a week after a tick buried itself behind her ear, causing facial paralysis. The twist: victims rarely feel the bite. The tick numbs the skin before attaching. Number 2. Tsetse fly. Roaming the savannas of sub-Saharan Africa, the tsetse fly spreads Trypanosoma bursae, the parasite responsible for African sleeping sickness. Early symptoms feel like mild flu, but then the parasite invades the brain. Victims lose coordination, experience hallucinations, collapse into coma, and die if untreated. In one outbreak in Uganda, more than 30,000 people were infected in a single year. The twist: tsetse flies are attracted to movement. Simply walking through the wrong bushland can be fatal. Number 1. Liver flukes, tiny parasitic flatworms. Barely visible to the naked eye, liver flukes are among the deadliest parasites humans face. People become infected by eating contaminated fish, vegetables, or drinking untreated water. Once inside, the fluke migrates to the liver and bile ducts, where it feeds quietly for decades. Symptoms are almost non-existent at first, but over years, the fluke's presence causes chronic inflammation, scarring, internal bleeding, and ultimately bile duct cancer, one of the most fatal cancers known. More than 50 million people worldwide are infected, many without knowing until the disease is irreversible. The twist: you can kill the parasite, but often not the cancer it leaves behind. This is why liver flukes take the top spot. So, which tiny killer shocked you the most? The silent tsetse fly, the bone-chilling botfly, or the microscopic liver fluke living inside human bodies for decades? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our next countdown of the world's most terrifying creatures.